Hello. If you've never considered hiring a consultant for your creative copywriting needs, let me describe a few of the advantages to doing so. The primary benefit to a consultant of any kind is that they are short term. They don't work on staff. You hire them to come in for a specific reason, and then after they've completed their job, they leave again. So, regardless of the size of your company, it will always make sense at some point to hire a consultant. But depending on the size of your business, your reasons for hiring that consultant will probably be different. Large corporations tend to hire creative copywriting consultants to work on the jobs that their staff copywriter is too busy to handle. You never want your client getting angry because of project delays or missed deadlines, but you never want to hire on new staff members to take up the slack if it's possible you may have to fire them again in a month or two. Small companies have a different issue. They usually don't have the budget to have a creative copywriter on staff full time, so they don't have access to quality marketing materials that would help grow their business, so they have to hire a consultant to come in and work on short-term jobs because it keeps within their budget. Core focus is not something a lot of people gives thought to, but it can result in your business being more successful and making more money. Essentially, it means keeping your employees working on the jobs that they were trained to do. To give an example, if you ran a computer service company and you had a technician that was in charge of keeping all of your clients' networks up and running 24/7, you would never want to pull them away from that job to spend time writing press releases and white papers, because it makes much more sense to keep them working on billable hours. That way you can use the money that they're making for you to hire a specialist to come in and do the marketing materials for you. One reason companies don't hire consultants is they sometimes think that their rates are too high. But you have to realize a consultant charges those higher rates because they're not using any of your resources to complete your project. They don't use any of your utilities. They don't use any of your supplies. You don't have to use your management staff to oversee them to make sure that they do their job. They're completely independent and self-sufficient as long as you pay the bill. So over the long term, it's going to cost you a lot less money to hire a consultant for some projects than it would to have an in-house copywriter do the job. Consultants are always more motivated than staff employees. It just stands to reason. Employees are usually working on 5 or 6 different things at once. They're pulled in all different directions. And they don't feel the need to focus on each job as hard as they can because they know really they're going to have a job regardless. They're still going to get a paycheck. So they don't really have the impulse to give it their total dedication. Whereas a consultant knows that they're only as good as their next assignment. They have to complete their work in a timely manner, meet their clients' deadlines, and make sure that each assignment is as good a quality work as they can possibly do, because they may not get hired again next time if it's not. That covers a few of the basics to using a consultant for your creative copywriting, but if you'd like to learn more about marketing, copywriting, or consulting, feel free to drop by www.designersbf.com. You will also find several good books and reports on the subject that are free to download. Thank you for listening.